Welcome back. It's episode 3, week 3 of Weekly Stuff and Things with Mathew Ruybal. I'm Mathew Ruybal. Lots to talk about, so we're going to jump right into it. So Forbes last week was reporting that the developer of Flappy Bird, which has been taken down from all the app marketplaces, was netting around $50,000 a day in ad revenue. That's preposterous, right? But check this out. Developer SoftCell reported $892 million in revenue last year from their two hit games, Heyday and Clash of Clans. The year before that, they only reported $101 million in revenue, which is, horrible. It just goes to show you guys there's a lot of money to be made in mobile game development. So as you know, Jimmy Fallon and Jay Leno had their final episodes of their respective shows this last week. Jay Leno's was a little more emotional than Jimmy's. Obviously, Jimmy's moving on to host The Tonight Show, so he's pretty excited. Jay's retiring after, I think, 22 years on the air. It's a long time. He's pretty emotional. Billy Crystal, which was his very first guest, was his final guest, which was kind of cool. Garth Brooks performed. It was good. Garth performed a version of Low Places on the way out of the show. But I have to say, I think I liked Jimmy's show better. Not that I don't like Garth Brooks. Don't get me wrong. I used to own all of his CDs. And I probably still know all the lyrics to his songs, maybe. Possibly. Don't tell anybody. Jimmy closed out his show by performing the song The Wait with the band with none other than the Muppets, which was awesome. I'd love to show you the whole video, but it's like 4-something minutes long and I want to talk some more, so there'll be a link at the bottom here on YouTube if you want to go check it out. I highly recommend it. I dare you to watch it and tell me it wasn't one of the best exits ever. It's pretty boss. Check it out. After I'm done shooting this episode of the show, I'm gonna go see the Lego movie again because it's awesome and I love it. And it's Valentine's Day. Go see it. It's awesome. This song by Tegan and Sarah featuring Lonely Island is also, what's the word I'm looking for? It's awesome. I have a link below to the video on YouTube that has the whole song. You should go check it out. Did I mention that it's awesome? So I haven't quite finished season 3 of Sherlock. I know I'm a big slacker, but I do know this. We're probably gonna have to wait about 2 years for season 4. I know, that sucks. But it's for a totally, totes my goats, good reason. I'm sorry, I'll never do that again, I promise. So yeah, the good reason. Stephen Moffat, who is awesome, he's the co-creator of Sherlock, he has a lot on his plate right now. Not only is he gonna have to work on season 4 of Sherlock, but he's also going to be executive producing / writing this other show on the BBC that you may have heard of. It's this little, it's not really a big show, but it's called Doctor Freakin' Who. Okay, it's actually just called Doctor Who. But when I talk about the Doctor, I sort of get excited and sometimes I add freakin'. Entrepreneur, writer, programmer, artist, Oliver Emberton just released a blog this past week for Huffington Post called Life is a Game, This is Your Strategy Guide. In it, he draws these really great parallels between our daily lives and how it's just like playing a video game. For my gamer friends out there, I highly recommend checking out this article. It's entertaining, it's got some really interesting insights, and it made me laugh a little bit. So my wife and I, the wifey as I will call her, we just finished watching American Horror Story season 3 this past week, and our mind brains were all mushy. I think I might be a person having witnessed some of the things I witnessed in this season. It's incredible what they can do on television these days. I don't watch everything on television, obviously there's too much to watch and I have to pay rent and stuff. Of what I do watch, which is still quite a bit, I would have to say, in my personal opinion, the 2 shows on television that have the best cinematography, American Horror Story and Arrow. And you can take that to the bank. They don't actually say that? No? If you aren't ridiculously excited for season 4 of Game of Thrones, you either haven't been watching, aka you're a fool, or you're damaged somehow. You should check out this really great YouTube video that HBO has released. It's called Game of Thrones Season 4 Ice and Fire Foreshadowing. It's about 15 minutes long. It doesn't really give anything away for the upcoming season, so if you're worried about potential spoilers, don't be. It's safe to watch. There's some really great interactions with the cast and the crew. You get to see some behind the scenes stuff that's really awesome. They answer a few Twitter questions. There's some laughs, there's some excitement, there's some dragons. It's going to be amazing. Obviously, if you haven't started watching Game of Thrones, do not watch this video because they do talk about seasons 1 through 3. If you're not caught all the way up, to season 3, through to season 3. Don't watch this video because they talk about stuff that happens in season 3. Not that hard to figure out. Otherwise, go watch this and then thank me because it's pretty sweet. Game of Thrones season 4 comes back on Sunday, April 6th on HBO. Speaking of April 6th and of HBO, they have their hands pretty full on that day. Not only are they premiering season 4 of Game of Thrones, they're also going to be showing the pilot of their new TV show, Silicon Valley, from creator Mike Judge. Now you might know Mike Judge as the guy who created Beavis and Butthead, Office Space, King of the Hill, Idiocracy. This show looks really funny. The trailer for it's only 30 seconds long, so I'm actually going to go ahead and just show it to you. Check this out.
Silicon Valley is the cradle of innovation.
For thousands of years, guys like us have gotten the shit kicked out of us.
Get the out of here.
What if we built our own company? This is my first official purchase as CEO.
That's not really our logo, is it? It looks like a guy sucking a dick and he's got another dick tucked behind his ear for later. Like a snack dick.
Don't be the guy that always asks, what if? Build something.
Catch that premiere on the same day as Game of Thrones, Sunday, April 6th, HBO. Do you like Left 4 Dead? Do you like boss fights? How about, now just go with me here for a second, just go with me. How about co-op boss fights against a boss played by another human player? Does that sound interesting to you? Sounds interesting to me. You're probably going to be totally stoked by this new game called Evolve by the creators of Left 4 Dead. It's pretty much a co-op boss fight. 4 players, 4 different player types, soldiers, medics, etc., who need to fulfill certain roles, act as a team to take down this giant monster, which is also played by another person. The monster runs around the giant world and tries to evolve into a much more awesome, totally rad monster who can then crush his opponents. I got some links down below for some videos, some other cool stuff about Evolve. It's going to be released on next-gen consoles, PS4, Xbox One, and PC either later this year or early next year. Last but not least, it's Valentine's Day today when I'm shooting. Yay! If you're all alone and you're sad, don't be, because Rockstar Games loves you. As a special treat for you today, they're releasing the Valentine's Day Massacre. There's a new update for GTA 5 online that you'll automatically have to do when you load up the game today. It does some various patches, there's some new downloadable content, some new missions, etc. Looks really cool. If you go over to Rockstar Games' social page, you can check out the full list of what's in this update. But, go there and check it out. I can't do everything for you. I'm not your mother. Do something for yourself. If you didn't already know, I started a Facebook page where these shows will also be featured, as well as some of my writing and other thoughts that I have throughout the week. Smaller updates of things that I can't quite fit on the show each week, so check that out at facebook.com/weeklystuffandthings. Also, for those of you who are on the Twitter, I decided to go ahead and jump on that bandwagon too. So you can find me at twitter.com/RuybalRants. That's my last name, Rants, because I do that sometimes, I guess. I've been told. I don't know. But check that out as well. That's it for the show this week. I hope I showed you some stuff you haven't seen before. As always, leave comments, open discussions. I love talking about some of this stuff, so let me know what you thought. And I will see all of y'all next week.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're